once you start dying, you really start to belong to a place. That was a proposition put to me just yesterday by someone on the radio who was speaking to me, and me only. And it was Talkback Radio with Raf. I like Raf. So on the way home from work, this lady's talking to me, and she said that once you start dying, you start to really belong to a place. She was Italian, and I'm sure she still is. And she was saying that, you know, as immigrants, they always felt that they come from Italy. Italy is home. But she said, once my family started dying here, my grandparents, it was a Talkback Radio thing talking about the Melbourne General Cemetery, and I've got ancestors there too, just like this lady has. And she said, once my grandparents started dying and being buried near Elvis, she said they wanted to be buried near Elvis. Elvis, there's a memorial to Elvis in the Melbourne General Cemetery, and I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people want to get buried near that. Yeah, I do. And she said, and then my parents, you know, and uncles and all that sort of thing. And once our family started to become buried in Australia, we started to belong here. She said that was the thing that made me think we belong here now, because our people are buried here. I like that. That sounds nice. So, you know, so it sort of suggests that when you do die, try and get buried where you belong. So obviously I would get buried underneath my shed here. So I think that's nice. So I'm a little bit Indigenous actually, because you know, once, you know, well, we've got, well, my kids have, for example, have got all their ancestors for the last X number of generations. Well, not all of them. Well, I've got all my ancestors back, at least, you know, back to the 1800s at least, have been buried in Australian soil. So the spirit of my family has gone into this tectonic plate that is Australia. You know, look, we're all earthlings, I know that much, but yeah, but you know, if I was to get buried somewhere else, I'd be being buried away from where my family, my people are buried. It's a little bit Indigenous, I think. So I'd have to get buried here. So I was with all of them in spirit, you know. So it's and it doesn't, when I say in spirit, it doesn't mean religious spirit. You know, it could be a psychological spirit, you know. Your psychological spirituality. It doesn't have to be an actual little lick of flame over your head and all that sort of stuff, and, you know, someone whacks you on the forehead and you faint. Doesn't have to be that sort of spirit. You know, it can be a psychological, you know, even as an atheist, as I am, you know, I've got some spirit in my shed. You know, it's a psychological kind of spirit. If people want to put a name to that, that's nice. But that spirit, when I die, is psychologically, you know, I become part of this place, Australia. So that's all. I don't even know if that was a really good topic of discussion, but it sounded nice to me. I was thinking that Italian lady, that's right. She's her spirit. So this is all you have to do, is start dying, you know. So if you're a new immigrant, just, you know, have patience. You'll die soon, and then you'll really feel like you belong as soon as you do. I can't wait myself.